is this you? Is this you thanking me for liking your video? And I was like, yes, it is. Wow, that is crazy. Can I share this with my followers? Yes, of course. And poof. Then you meet Simon Cowell, who, okay, maybe he doesn't have 15,000 million followers on TikTok, but he has a different...
I mean, he's one of the world famous,
Yes, and then he uses his time to talk and say hello to people. And then the other person that has 15 million followers on TikTok doesn't care about people. And it's like, okay, lesson learn from Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
On my social media profiles, then it's my inner child, the crazy freedom.
Yeah.
I've ended up calling it like writing there, the crazy freedom you didn't know you needed.
Yes. I'm Farah Shammas. Welcome to Hotel Talk. We hope you enjoy listening to this friendly conversation between people connected by real life in hotels. So today I feel like we need to break out into dance rather than actually have a conversation because I'm just so excited. We have an amazing TikToker who is staying here at our resort, Kjetil Krogstad. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, amazing. All the way from Norway.
Yeah.
Here, and I just can't get over the reaction. You've posted a couple of things so far with your adventures in Cyprus, some stories, an amazing reel while you've been staying at St. Raphael Resort. And who knew so many people in Cyprus followed you?
Yeah, who knew? I didn't know at all.
It's amazing, amazing. But I mean, I don't have the stats with me, but you have, is it 750,000 followers?
I think it's 650,000.
650,
yes.
yeah. So pretty good going. Mind you, by the time this comes out, we might be at the 750.
Yeah, let's say
so maybe
750.
I'm projecting there. Yeah. So it's amazing. So Kjetil, thank you first of all so much for being part of Hotel Talk.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure, really. And again, this is just an example, and that's why I do this podcast, just to show how many amazing people we get to meet in this industry from all different backgrounds and all different cultures and countries and ages and interests. And I just can't wait to hear your story. So can you start at the beginning and tell us a little bit about you? Obviously, you're Norwegian and you're a dancer and you're very well known for your amazing TikTok videos, and now Instagram, of course, as well. However, where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Ooh.
How did you get into dance?
I was born in Norway.
But whereabouts?
In Kristiansand. It's a town all the way in the south.
Okay.
And I grew up there, started dancing when I was 4 years old, and kept on dancing until I was maybe 18, 19, I think it was.
And that was professionally or just like dancing at home?
It was
with the TV on.
It wasn't professional, but I was in a dancing club, so I was around Norway competing in ballroom dancing. So I sort of traveled around Norway, had participated in different competitions,
but from 4 years old, I mean, I think a lot of kids like dancing, but that's amazing. Then your parents saw a talent and said, right, let's get this kid into
some dancing school.
And how did they choose ballroom, and how did that all develop?
I think it was just ballroom was sort of right next to where we lived.
Okay.
So I think they just sent me there because of that.
Yeah, the convenience.
And then when I was in, is it primary school it's called? There was a boy in my class. He came one day and he said, "Oh, I'm going to this dancing school. We danced to Michael Jackson. It was really cool." Because then I hadn't been dancing for some years then. And then I was like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. I want to join." And then I joined, and then we were dancing cha-cha-cha to Michael Jackson. And that's sort of the start of everything. And then I got into this Kristiansand dancing club. And then, I kept on dancing, doing it. I also did some jazz. I started in the theater. I did some musicals. But then I grew up and I got older, and I stopped competing, and I stopped dancing because I sort of got sick of it. I got sick of it, tired of it. It was enough. I did too much in my life. So I studied, and everything else happened sort of in my life. And then...
And what did you study? Because obviously dancing is not your main thing. Okay,
No.
you're famous on TikTok, but you're actually the manager of a kindergarten.
Yeah.
So what did you study then, and what drew you to becoming a kindergarten teacher and manager? And tell us a bit about that, about the real you behind.
Oh, the real me.
I think your hashtag sometimes is crazy Norwegian dancer, isn't it?
Yeah, it just ended up being. I'm just ended up being the crazy man. But I always liked being the crazy man because I have always been the sort of different guy that just did what I loved and did things my way, not like everyone else.
And weren't afraid to be different.
Yeah, and I think that sort of, as I'm a leader as well now, and I'm a manager in a kindergarten, I think that sort of is what I do with my work as well. Think outside of the box. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to try new things. And I think as an example of where I am now, that is just a perfect example of how things can happen if you're just the crazy you. If you are just sort of authentic. The crazy person and the authentic person you are.
So 1 minute, because I see. Okay, yeah. I'm interjecting here, but where does that come from? We'll get on to then what you studied and then how you became kindergarten manager. But I'm always interested in the why and the how. So, you always felt okay to be yourself and stand out and be different and be a leader. And probably your parents encouraged that by the sound of things, by seeing that you're good at dancing and let you go to a dance school and, but then, what happened?
I think, yes, my parents, but not as well. Because when I sort of was growing up, I was that person who liked dancing. None of the boys liked dancing. They were playing football. So I did my style. I did it anyway. And I liked it. And then when I grew up and I came out to when we were going out to clubs, I knew how to dance. So I danced and it was fun. And I could sort of shine on the dance floor. And I think it's sort of just been a part of me all the time, doing what I like to do. And then when I ended up studying for kindergarten, in Norway, you have to have a bachelor degree to work as a teacher in the kindergarten. So I ended up taking and
a bachelor in anything or in
a bachelor in kindergarten teacher.
Wow, okay.
And then when I started that, I started working as a kindergarten teacher. And then I sort of got the sense of, there's more to a kindergarten than just being with the children. There's organization, there's personal, there's HR, there's a lot of more things.
So many things, yeah.
Yeah. And then
the research, the nutrition, the psychological support, well-being, so much.
And then I think it was, and then I started sort of experience where, there's leadership, there's a lot of education you can take within this. So I just ended up taking a lot of leadership, studied leadership. I took a lot of different courses and studied a lot within that. And that as well grew me to the person I am now. Sort of the one that's, okay, I'm this type of leader. I like to do this with people. I like to sort of use me and who I am to sort of spread happiness and joy to other people by being the crazy person I am. And then 1.5 years ago, the social media things happened. Out of nowhere, out of the blue, and now I'm just almost traveling the world, having fun, dancing around, and doing what I loved doing when I was younger. So I'm sort of getting my youth hobby back as a grown-up, and I'm able to dance and perform and just have a lot of fun.
It's amazing how sometimes life is just full of circles, and sometimes you think one chapter's closed, but then it boomerangs back at you and it will always be part of you. So dance, is such an integral part of, I guess, you and your character and growing up and your life. And then, probably thought, I'm done with that. And then you told me you posted, one video and suddenly it went viral. And tell us a bit about how did you get the idea for that? Because you dressed up in your suit.
Yeah.
You were.
Yeah. There's a really funny story to that, actually, because it started in the kindergarten as well, because we got a GoPro camera. And as the manager, I was like, I need to know how this works, because people will definitely ask me how to use it with the children. So I took it home with me for a weekend, went to the cabin, And we just tried recording it outside, and we were at the beach, and I was like, okay, let me just do some samba walks on the beach while playing Shakira wherever. And that sort of, oh, cool, it works. I'm dancing samba on the beach, and then should we just try publish it to TikTok just for fun? And we did it, and it got some 1,000 views, and then we're just like, oh, maybe we should start publishing some Friday dances just for fun. And we did it, and like just for friends and family, and they liked it, and we kept doing it for some months. But then on Halloween 2021, I, just for fun at work, dressed up as the Norwegian Prime Minister. Blue suit, red tie. He always wears that. That's why the suit. And I came to work as the Prime Minister, walking around like, yes, hello, I'm the Prime Minister, hello, and went around with the children, and we took some pictures. And this was a Friday, and then when I got back, we were like, oh, it's Friday, we have to make the Friday dance. And I standing. I'm Norwegian. I'm not fluently in English.
You're perfect. I think you stood with a...
Yeah, I was outside of the house, and we were like, okay, let's make a video. We did it in one take to Psy, the one with the Gangnam Style song.
Yeah, Gangnam Style.
Yeah, we made a dance to one of his songs, and we published it, and it sort of was really good with the views.
Yeah.
But then suddenly it hit this Russian lady that got like hundreds of thousands of followers. She was like, and I thanked her, like, thank you for liking my video. I really appreciated it. And she was, wow, is this you? Is this you thanking me for liking your video? And I was like, yes, it is. Wow, that is crazy. Can I share this with my followers? Yes, of course. And poof, it just exploded. And then a lot of things, like the rest is history.
Amazing.
I'm after this sort of, it exploded in Russia, but now it sort of is everywhere. It's in USA, it's in a lot of places in Europe. It's sort of all over the world. I held a talk. I like a conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were a speaker.
I were a speaker, yes, at a conference some weeks ago. And they presented me as the world famous dancing leader. And then I was like, what? What are you saying? But yeah, I'm reaching out to the entire world now with the dancers, dancing as the Norwegian Prime Minister.
It's so nice.
And still he hasn't replied for me to go to dance with him. I'm trying.
Yeah, he's got to. But yeah, maybe when he's no longer in office or something. Yeah,
he's doing really poor now in the polls.
Oh.
So he should.
Yeah. It will help him exactly reach a younger demographic. And I saw on one of your stories you even met Simon Cowell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So tell us about that.
I did a collaboration with TikTok and Samsung some months ago, and they had a event of presenting a new thing they were starting on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So I got an invite to the event, and it was sort of for only people that were invited. So it wasn't that many people there as well. And then we were just sort of messing around. Is Simon Cowell coming? Because he's behind this thing. No, he won't come. And then suddenly he was behind me, and I think I had a really weird face when I saw him, because I was like, what? Simon Cowell is here. He came. And then I got to say hello to him and talk to him, and he was an incredible nice guy. And I think as well, because he's sort of well known and everyone know who he is, and I think everyone would love to speak with him as well if he's in the room. But still, he took his time to say hello, and he asked if I was fine, how I were, and where I were from. So it was really interesting meeting such well-known person and see how he uses his time to talk with people.
Yeah.
That's come up actually before on this podcast. I think with John Vickers, we were saying, who's a journalist, and then other people who've been privileged to meet really super famous people. And sometimes these amazing stars, they really take their time and they're just so nice. I mean, I met Emma Thompson recently and she was just like a breath of fresh air. She was so pleasant. And then other people who maybe aren't as well known and you think that they'd be nice, or you get that impression and they're literally like, oh, don't bother me.
Yeah.
And it is, it's really funny how, some people view themselves and view the world and view how to spend their time, but each to their own.
So it's a good lesson learned, because as well, at the event, there was some other TikTokers, really big TikTokers, and I've never heard of them. But then when you sort of search them up, 15 million followers, but they weren't nice.
Yeah.
And then you meet Simon Cowell, who, maybe he doesn't have 15,000 million followers on TikTok, but he has a different...
I mean, he's one of the world famous,
Yes, and then he uses his time to talk and say hello to people. And then the other person that has 15 million followers on TikTok doesn't care about people. And it's like, okay, lesson learn from Simon Cowell.
Yeah, absolutely. My goodness. So what are your favorite dances or songs or music that you like? Or what have been, because I know we were discussing the other night when we had dinner in Golden Monkey that, one of your most famous videos was one that you didn't even really like and you weren't sure you were going to post it and it went massive. And then others that you love, won't get like the reaction you would expect. It's so funny. So tell us a bit about that and what's your favorite? Yeah.
I think since I'm a previous ballroomer, the Latin music is always sort of deep in me.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm hearing rhythms, I'm just like, okay, this is it. I'm home. So I think sort of I see now as well on my TikTok and Instagram, I'm ending up using a lot of Shakira.
That's what I was going to say. I think I've got it here, everyone. Shakira. So I'm like, okay, so obviously you love Shakira.
Yeah, but I
love Shakira. She's originally Lebanese as well, like me.
Yeah, I think I should have heard. But
she's also got a place in Cyprus.
She does.
Yeah.
So that was her I saw. But I like, apparently I love her. I think I just liked her.
Yeah.
But every time I'm using Shakira on both Instagram and TikTok, it blows up. So there's something special. Maybe Shakira has a special deal with TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
Because every time, it's not all of her songs, but whenever wherever, especially.
Yeah.
I did some recording out in the water here outside of your resort now some days ago, and I'm publishing that now, me swimming underwater to wherever. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh my goodness.
But and Beyonce as well. A lot of her songs is also sort of powerful, and I like music with power.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the what we talked about, the songs and the videos that I use that I wasn't going to publish, are the ones I don't like. They are the one that sort of goes up. So I guess my followers and audience doesn't have the same taste as I do.
Or I think it's just different how sometimes we perceive ourselves and how other people, so it's not always that mirror reflection. Sometimes people see different things in us and they see different qualities, which we can learn a lot from, and it's a positive thing. So,
and as well, I think in the videos that I don't like that much, the one that's not my favorites, they are really easy, and we just have done it in one take and on the one clip as well. And we're like, okay, easy. We used 20 seconds of our life on this video. And that's the one that's going with 15 million views.
Yeah.
And I think that is sort of a thing that I've taken with me in my life as well.
Yeah.
Because we met some weeks ago in Norway as well, a TV celebrity that we were making a video with. And she was so pointy on how her foot were. We did a video and there was one more time, because she wasn't happy with how her hand was.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I would have been done with 15 minutes ago with this, because the first clip worked well and okay for me. But then it had to be perfect for her. But the videos we make is
more fun.
One clip, it didn't look 100% correct, but I had fun, and that's sort of the most important thing. So instead of us using, like me using 20, 30, 50 minutes on making one video, I use 20 seconds mostly, and I'm having more fun, and I can enjoy life more.
But it shows, and that's what people like. And as you say, maybe the easier things, because they're like, I could do that, or having fun with their kids. And I think I see a lot of comments from your videos, and people are just like, thank you for making us smile. Like, I think there's so much heaviness in the world, so much sadness, so much anxiety and depression and things to worry about. And the news is always so shocking that it's just nice to have those 20 seconds of relief where you see someone having fun and dancing and smiling and not being mean and not, I mean, even if you're dressing up as a president, you're not being satirical or nobody even needs to know that. They just see someone having fun, and we love your expressions while you do it. And with beautiful backdrops as well.
Yeah.
So I'd love to ask you more about the backdrops. And I think you are a massive ambassador for Norway. I mean, I want to go to Norway just from your videos. So tell us a bit about that, about traveling all over Norway to take these scenic videos, and what maybe has been your favorite place.
Most of my videos are sort of just recorded where I live, because I live in a beautiful place.
Wow.
I live in Norway.
I mean, yeah.
And I live right next. Well, I live in the forest, and we have different mountains there, and so a lot of my videos is just, okay, let's just have a 10 minutes walk into the woods and we'll make a video there. Or should we drive for 20 minutes and let's record here? And but after this all started, I've collaborated with Visit Norway. So I was around traveling in different places in Norway. But I also have family in different cities, different places. So whenever I'm sort of going a place, well, the suit is always with me in the car. So
you're ready any moment.
Yeah, like, oh, this is a perfect place. Okay, I just need to change. I'm just like, stop here on the road, and I'll just change into the suit, and let's make a video.
Have you ever been noticed by someone driving past? Like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, yes.
In his boxer shorts.
Yeah, people have, and like they're waving. And one time last summer, I went up to a mountain up in the north, and when I was like, I had the suit in my backpack, so I didn't want to go up in the suit. But then when we got there and I changed into the suit on the top, a lot of people were seeing it as well. Now, he's wearing a suit, like here on the mountain, crazy man. And then I was just like, okay, I'm going to walk down in the suit. I don't want to change. And people are like, wow, is this the summer outfit 2022? And I was like, yeah, it's the new style. Use it. It's the new mountain hiking equipment. And people are like, wow, you are that guy. Awesome. So... yeah, it's sort of quite funny wearing the suit. I can't hike now without wearing the suit. That's sort of the new problem.
You have to always have it with you.
I have to now. I even have it with me to Cyprus.
Imagine. It goes with you everywhere. I just love that. I really do. And so you started off on TikTok and then you went on to Instagram.
Yeah. I just sort of started with TikTok just for fun to see how it was, because I didn't understand it, and I wasn't going to be on TikTok at all.
Yeah.
Because I was on Instagram. But yeah, it just sort of grew by itself. And as of that, I didn't understand the app. I didn't understood it. So I had to listen to some podcasts actually on how to use TikTok. I was like, yeah. And there, one of them tips were to thank your followers, thank the people that liked your videos. So that's what I did on Instagram. I wrote messages to people that liked my video, and that's how I ended up talking with the Russian lady that was big.
You just
on
put
Instagram.
like comments underneath, thank you for liking.
Yeah, no, I wrote to them on their profile, like write a message. Hello, thank you for liking my videos in the suit. So yeah, that's a tip.
There you go. I like it. Any other juicy tips for listeners?
I've learned that story is really important. You have to have stories each day especially on Instagram.
Yeah, and
you have to use all them things like polls, quiz, the things you can put on the story. Yeah. That is really important, apparently. To do. And And I also learned is something, it has to say with the fonts as well. But that's just a video I saw on TikTok, actually. And because it was a 20-year-old something talking about, are you using this font and this font? And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah, that's the old people now using them fonts. Like, what? If you want to sort of get better reach, use this font on Instagram. It's the last font when you sort of scroll through the fonts. And I've changed to that font just to try, and the views just popped up. So apparently you just have to try out.
Just keep experimenting.
To see how it is.
Yeah.
Like now I'm coming with an underwater film of me in the suit. Never done it before. How will that work? It can go crazy or it can just be normal or really slow. You never know.
Let's see, everyone. That's going to be at St. Raphael. I cannot wait. I have so many questions to ask you, but I'll try and narrow them down because otherwise you'll be here forever and you won't enjoy your holiday. So, okay, we've spoken a bit about Norway. Let's talk a bit about Cyprus. Mm-hmm. So you've only been here for a few days, but you've already been to Nicosia. You've already done some moving around our islands, and it's your first time in Cyprus.
Yes.
So tell us your impression of our lovely islands and what have been the highs or what have been unexpected here. Let's hear your intake.
My first thought of Cyprus is incredible how many people know. Like, you're really good in English here. Like everyone, wherever you go and meet, there's no problem communicating. That's actually quite good. I just sort of love that you are surrounded with water. And I love the island. It's warm, even though you guys think it's cold now. But I'm from Norway and we have snow there now. So for me, this is a Norwegian summer. I just sort of love the area, the places. And the beaches. I've rented a car, so like I've seen some different cities now as well. I went to Ayia Napa and saw some of the cliffs and the beaches, and the beach here as well. It's really good. I really love, like, there's a little, I don't know what to call it, but like a small cliff, but it's not a cliff, right outside of the resort here, and you can just sort of go down a ladder and then you can stand. And I love that place. I'm going there after this for a swim. And the food. I love food.
We all love food.
Because usually I feel when I go on a holiday, I always sort of, you go home with a lot of kilos extra because the belly has just gone bigger after the holiday. But I don't feel that here. I guess it's something.
It's healthy.
With the food.
Mediterranean diet, healthiest in the world.
And you don't like fill yourself up with just like bread and heavy things.
Yeah, it's a lot of vegetables and fruits that go grown locally.
I love it. And that's what I love with the food here is actually at your place as well, because you have the variety. It's just not that typical like hotel or resort dinner of food and breakfast. You have you had a Greek evening here some days ago at the buffet, and it was a lot of different vegetables choices as well. Yeah. And you could just sort of expand how you wanted your dinner to be.
Yeah.
And that was
to give a lot of choices. Oh, thanks. Thanks
and
for
I
saying
actually
that.
as well got a really good tip about going to, I'm not good at names here, Larnaca.
Yeah, no. Larnaca.
Is that near the ocean? Or is
it's on the sea, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not that one then. I have it here.
Lefkara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an old village.
Yeah. Yes, it's beautiful.
Oh, that was magical.
And did you go and see the dam there as well?
I think we saw a dam.
A dam. It's amazing with like the hills around it and just very green at this time of year.
It was just magical going there in that village. That it was a village.
It's a village. And that's the thing. We've got, we spoke about that with Savas Perdios on this podcast as well, just how, everyone's a generation away from being a villager and village life, and how we should always be so proud of that. And we have just stunning villages
here in Cyprus. And I think we're especially lucky in Limassol. Of course, I'm biased, but because we're such a long, thin coastal town, literally 1 or 2 minutes up, you're in a village.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to go to a village taverna and really have that authentic and genuine experience of Cyprus.
Yes.
And we always try and encourage all our guests, while we want them to stay in the resort and enjoy the hotel and our facilities, it's so nice for people to go out and go for trails and, go and see Nicosia and the old city, or go into town, or go to Larnaca or Lefkara or anywhere. We've just got amazing places here. Yes. So, yeah.
I agree.
I'm so happy you got to explore them a bit. Okay, and tell us a little bit about being the manager of a kindergarten. I mean, I'm always fascinated by kids. I've got 3 kids that that you met, and oh my goodness, everyone, if you know my kids or you've seen them on my social media, then you'll know they're quite characters. And Leon, who is probably I don't want to use the word difficult, but he definitely, if he doesn't like someone, he's very okay to say that. And he loved you. He was like, we were at dinner and he goes, Kjetil, concentrate. Yeah. We're playing the game now. Yeah. Enough talking to the grown-ups. Your turn.
It's your turn.
So you're definitely made to work with kids. I mean, that's for sure. You can see it's your thing. You're not just doing it for money or a convenient job. So what happened in your life that made you realize, I really want to work with kids, or I'd be good at this? And also, what have you learned from them? Because I just think kids can teach us so much. So what have you learned from children?
I think the reason why I ended up with children was because I didn't know what to do. And someone I didn't know what to study. And someone told me that they thought I was really good with children.
Which you are. Whoever that person is was right.
And I thought, why not? And then I sort of started studying, and you're out in sort of practice. You're out visiting kindergartens in Norway as well. And I thought, this is sort of the place I am. But then when I sort of found out that, I can do even more in kindergarten, I can sort of be a manager and a leader as well. That sort of put me in the right place as well. And I can't remember your last question.
And then no problem. And what have you learned from children?
Yeah.
Like goodness.
They are just really direct, and as you say, like he's good at telling people if he doesn't like them. And as we say in Norway, like people are really good at walking around the porridge. But children are straight ahead. They just sort of say it. And as well, when we are recruiting people in the kindergarten, we went to the children before they came.
You let the kids interview them. I've heard that in other schools. It's amazing.
But like, because we have asked the children, if we are getting to know a new person, like getting a new friend, what do we need to ask them?
Yeah.
And then we have this long list. Okay, who are you? What do you like? What do you like to dress up as? What is your favorite cake? So we have this many sort of
very important questions.
Yeah,
yes. What flavor ice cream do you like? Yes.
But like when you're sort of recruiting people and you're in an interview, you don't get questions like that at all. And what a perfect way to sort of break the ice when you start an interview, having them questions.
Yeah.
And as well, if people are really, really nervous or something like that, you're just like, so what is your favorite ice cream? Yeah. Please let us know. The children want to know. And then you get to see them. You get to see the person behind that interview type.
Yeah.
What I've learned from children as well is sort of just don't to be afraid of anything, because they just go for it. If they want something, they go for it.
Yeah.
I love that. They don't think about how people around them think of them.
Well, they're just always true to themselves. And that's what they say as we grow up in life. And I think probably your example of what you're doing with your social media accounts is an example of that, is just always not just staying true to yourself, but staying in touch with that child within, because we're all still, who we were when we were 4 or 5 or 6 years old. And that little child is still in us.
Yeah.
And if we remember to love that child and let that child shine out, I think our lives can often be just so much better.
Maybe that's what's on my social media profiles then. It's my inner child, the crazy freedom.
Yeah.
I've ended up calling it like writing there, the crazy freedom you didn't know you needed.
Yes.
Because we have this celebrity in Norway. He's the eighth, like the number 8 day in the week.
Oh.
You were dreaming of having.
Okay.
Like the extra spare day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, but I like how I like how he puts it. And then, okay, I can be the crazy freedom you didn't know you needed. Yeah, that's my line.
That's your line.
And I think, as sort of the child you were, what I did in my youth, like theater, just having fun, enjoying life. That's the crazy freedom you didn't know you needed as a grown up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. And it's also another great question to ask. Like, what would you do if no one was watching, if no one was judging? Like, who would you be, or what would you say, or what would you do? And then that's really the response normally that we should go with. Yeah.
And I've also sometimes said, like, dance like no one is watching.
Yeah, I love that.
Just how do you dance when you're home?
Yeah.
If you're cleaning the house, if you're putting on music, just do that.
Yeah.
When I lived in Oslo, in Norway before, I also lived right next to the forest. And sometimes I just put on like music in my ears, and I hate like working out, running.
Yeah.
So I ran into the woods and I danced.
Yeah.
Like, okay, no one is watching. Okay, I'm just going crazy now.
Yeah.
And like that's sort of why I ended up back at dancing, because I realized that I missed it. Everything I've tried working out is sort of always comes back to music. Yeah. So be the crazy freedom you didn't know you needed.
I love that. Well, I was about to ask you, what's your favorite quote? But I think that you've just said it.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Be the crazy freedom you didn't know you needed.
Yeah. And like as well, so you make your own happiness and you just live once. So why should I let other people's judgment decide how I live my life?
Absolutely.
And a lot of people think that way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I think it just holds them. I think it just holds them back. And I don't know if I'm going to die tomorrow or hopefully in 60, 70 years.
A long time away. Yeah.
But then I could at least know that I'm having fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead of just being miserable and angry and judge and be like this old grumpy judging person.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my life, but it's because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Because you choose that. Life is a choice.
Yeah.
And you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be miserable.
Yeah. And as you said about as well, the newspapers and like a lot of bad things happening as well. And I heard someone said that, oh, you look happy. That's because I haven't read the news today. I haven't read the news this week, someone said. And then I was like, wow, that's clever. And I tried that, not reading the news for a week. And I ended up being a happier person.
Yeah.
And then as well, when I'm making the videos and I'm putting them out on the social medias, I'm thinking, what would I do if I read the news? Okay, I might be sad. But then if I go to Instagram or TikTok, I'm going there to be entertained. I'm going there to have a fun time.
Yeah.
So
to relax, to switch off.
So I'm sending people to my page as well for having a fun time.
Yeah. Positive vibes. I love this. Okay. I think that's a perfect note to end this on. But of course, as many of our listeners and our viewers know, we have our random question at the end. So I don't know.
I saw a note there.
What this question is, but it's from our team. So let's see who has asked you what without knowing its view. No. Okay. Sometimes the handwriting's very different. What is your favorite e-portal and why? So meaning website. They've written underneath website. So what is your favorite website and why? Interesting.
Wow, that was a good one. Let's say my favorite website. I might sound really dry now.
Yeah.
Usually, if I'm bored or if I want to explore or learn something new, I type in the Norwegian lexicon.
Okay.
Is it lexicon in English as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the webpage, the norwegianlexicon.no. And there they suggest articles that I can read. And okay, I'm bored now. Let's see, what does this suggest? Oh, I can read about teeth. Okay, then I'm learning about a tooth or the teeth.
Yeah.
And okay, now it's about the moon. Okay, now I'm reading about the moon, and then I'm learning things.
Wow.
And I find it really interesting. But it's like what I do after I've read the news, for example.
That's so cute. I love that.
And I've just got some braces on as well. So I found this article about how braces works. Okay, tell me. Oh, the teeth are like, they move, they're twisted. Oh, interesting. I'm learning so much of the Norwegian lexicon.
Okay, I love that. Well, it's just nice to learn. I think when we don't learn, we don't grow. And when we don't grow, we become static. And that's when we become bored and unhappy. So it's nice to do something new every day, to get out of our comfort zone, to let our mind grow.
And that is what the Norwegian lexicon is all about.
Brilliant.
It's like if you just enter it, I don't know if you have like the Cyprus lexicon or whatever.
I don't think we've got one in Cyprus. It would be quite funny.
Yeah.
Something, the latest on, I don't know, Suvlagi or...
But it's like, it keeps up, each day it's like a new article suggested, like this are a lot red now, this is really little red now. And then it could just be how the waves work. It could be about oxygen. Yeah.
Amazing.
Instead of reading an article about this is happening in the world right now, press this article.
Yeah.
I can read about,
I
can read about clever things.
I love that. Well, Kjetil, thank you so much. We didn't mention your partner in crime behind the scenes, but also to Tord for doing all this amazing filming and
he's amazing.
Helping out. He's a superstar.
Running around like crazy.
Yeah. It's good. It's always good to have someone to support you in every way. So
always.
Just keep enjoying Cyprus. Thank you so much for coming to our little rock. And we hope you'll come back again and see more, because there is so much to see. And we wish you all the best in everything you do. Keep entertaining us and making us smile and posting these fun videos. And really, it's been my pleasure to meet you as well. So I'm very lucky.
Likewise.
Thank you.